Hello TVR creators, welcome to this week's live stream. I just thought I would do an awesome YouTube hangout, talk about content creation, cameras, audio, lighting and whatever comes to mind. This is basically just a hangout where you can ask your questions. If you watch this on the replay, ask in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer those questions for you about what cameras to use, what editing software you're using, a random question, or if you just want to talk about YouTube in general. This is basically just a hangout and I just thought it'd be really cool. So how are you all doing? Put in a live chat how you're doing, how your weekend's going. The world is a crazy place at the moment, but I don't plan to get into that in this live stream. And as I just said, if you watch this in the live, if you watch this in a replay, feel free to ask your questions. So I just want to say there's loads of cool stuff going on in the YouTube studio at the moment, which is really cool and nifty. I'm just playing with times at the moment, but what's really cool actually, I love the fact how easy the YouTube studio on a computer is at the minute. I really like in the dashboard. Ages ago they changed the video part to content. I don't know, it just makes it feel more professional, and many of you have probably noticed that he has jumped from just sort of videos of content to sort of live videos and shorts, which is really cool. And put in the comments below if you use shorts and how do you use them. I would just be really curious to know. I've been using shorts to grow the channel, to get more subscribers, to just give short bits of information. If you haven't already, watch the video that I posted this morning. It was just a cool little nifty short. I'm finding, put in the comments below what you're finding works best for you. I'm finding my shorts seem to do better if they're as short as possible, straight to the point, and if they're sort of, you know, giving someone some value, showing someone how to do something when it comes to cameras and stuff like that. Now, if you're new here, I'm Dave from TVR Creators. Smash like if you're getting value and subscribe if you would like weekly content on cameras, film gear, lighting, and all that jazz. So, what gear do you use? I will briefly talk about what I use. Now, when I do my weekly videos, I tend to use the Canon M50, which has been technically replaced with the Canon M50 Mark II, which, if I'm brutally honest, is roughly the same. The main difference is it has a clean HDMI on the Mark II, making live streams a bit easier to do if you want to use it for that. But pretty much apart from that, it is pretty much the same. If you haven't got the Mark 1, get the Mark II. But if you've already got a Mark 1, you know, and you're happy with it, there's no reason to, you know, jump to swap unless you want another one. Why do I love the M50? I love it because it's easy to use, it's light, has a flip screen, and those of you are creators, you'll know it's really cool and nifty to have a touch screen that flips so you can just see what you're doing. And what I really like actually, put in the comments below if your camera does this. I love the fact you can change the focus as you're filming, so you'll be talking and say if you notice you're just out of shot a little bit, you can just quickly tap on your face and it will auto focus on your moving face, that sort of thing. I find that feature really handy. Also, the fact it has an external microphone jack, which is really nifty. Put in the comments below if you've got a an external microphone jack. I find it very helpful, especially when I'm recording outside. I just find that very helpful, very handy. And that's something which is really just really nifty. I just find it really helpful and it just improves the audio. And half of all your videos, if you will, are literally just the audio. You know, you might not have the best lighting or the best video in the world, but if you've got good audio, some people tend to sort of forgive you a little bit. But if you just can't hear what the person's saying and the video's bad, you've got no hope. But you know, for those you creators out there that use your phones, there is nothing wrong with that. More creators are using their phones, and many creators have became massive on YouTube by using their phones in every part of content creation. Smash the like button if you're getting value. Why do I not use my phone? Well, basically, I'm just a bit old school. I just like to have I don't know, I like to have something separate from my phone. I've always used cameras. And just a bit of background for you, for those of you that are newish or perhaps don't know, you know, I did media studies and film at college. I'll be brutally honest, I learned a lot of what I've learnt over the years just through practice and just learning as I go. And I've been filming and editing now for easily 15, if not 18 years. It's something ridiculous like that. And I've made quite a few short films, a few that I've posted on the channel, so you can sort of check them out. And quite a lot of them I was quite sort of shy about, so I just put them onto DVD and just shared them with family and friends. You know, I did like adventure films and stuff like that. You know, nothing weird or anything. Just I had to go at horror, I had to go at sort of you know, like a romance story. I did one on PTSD because I just thought that was something which was an interesting topic. You know, something that people could relate with now. I did one on dyslexia. So I've done quite a few films, and over the years, and then those you that dig into the channel probably notice that the channel's been here sort of 10, 15 years. And that's because I literally would just post videos from time to time, literally about when I was a teenager. Believe it or not, I was really hyper and all this sort of jazz. I used to just make up characters and just literally just post anything, and then I'll just leave it for 6 months and probably wouldn't do anything with it. I would occasionally show people it anyway. And just like a lot of us over the pandemic, I just thought it'd be really cool to sort of do something with it. You know, had lots of extra time. I wasn't bored as such because I'm not really a person that gets bored, but I just wanted to do something productive. So about, well, it was May 2020. I decided I wanted to do something with this channel, just to give you a bit of background. And I just decided I wanted to do something with it. So I was literally like, you know what, I'm going to do something with my channel. And I sort of changed it from, it was called TVR Universe before, or TV Random, or whatever it was, and I've now changed it to TVR Creators because I wanted to make videos about content and content creation, cameras and all that jazz. And that's basically what I started doing. So I started making videos. You know, to begin with, I was testing on film reviews and all this sort of jazz. Can't wait to watch the new Jurassic Park. But basically, I just wanted to make a community. I wanted to bring value, and I've met some really interesting, cool people over the last 2 years, especially. Some of you may be watching this content now, and I've just met some really interesting people. So feel free to comment in the comments below if you're one of those people. And I do my best to watch your content when I can, and I appreciate, you know, we've all got busy lives, and it's just, you know, and it's something that's grown, and, you know, my channel is still quite small compared to some, but I feel I have a really nice little tiny community that's growing all the time, and it just feels really nice. It just feels really nice to do something that's just, you know, split away from normal life. It's separate, you know, and it keeps me out of trouble. No, I love it. I absolutely love it. Feel free to put in the comments below, actually, or if you're here in a live chat, why you wanted to make a YouTube channel. That'd be quite interesting to know. What was it that you thought, you know what, I'm going to make a YouTube channel? You know, put that in the comments below. I'm quite happy to respond and start little conversations. And for me, it, like I just said, it started off as a thing that was just silly. I was just messing about. And you could say, well, okay, Dave, why didn't you start something new? Why didn't you think, you know what, I'm going to do something a bit different? You know, why didn't you start a new channel if you had that? And perhaps I should have done, but I don't know. I just felt at the time, you know, I had, you know, okay, it was, you know, I think at the time I only had like 90 odd, maybe 100 subscribers. But I felt I had an audience already, you know, and I felt those core people were just interested in what I was doing, and I know it just felt wrong to do another channel. I don't know, I just felt it was already established, so I just went with it, and it still felt quite small that if this channel ever blew up and became much bigger than it is even now, then, you know, you could see the journey of the channels type of thing. That was my thinking anyway, and I feel it's even more established now, so it would feel wrong to, you know, all the work and effort and time that I've put into this channel. It feels silly to just, you know, just go off on a tangent and just start making multiple channels. Though I do have other channels, but they're just, you know, I go on once a year and all that sort of jazz. But anyway, put a comment in the comments below why it is you started YouTube. Is it just to make money? Is it just to connect with people? Is it just to do gaming? Actually, hit the like button. Actually, if you are a gamer, I like gaming. So I would say I'm a bit of a part-time gamer. I go through phases. What games you like playing? I like all sorts of things, really. I mean, like strategy games, things like Age of Empire, Rome Total War, Company Heroes, that sort of thing. Though I do play with some of my closest friends. Fortnite at the weekend, you know, just a bit of aimless shooting. You know, there's quite a lot to it at the same time. If you're a Fortnite player, put it in the comments below. But yeah, so I love YouTube because it's just different. It's just, I don't know, it's just a way to express yourself, give value, entertain people. Maybe, you know, we all have skills, and you know, I think it's really cool to share those skills. And if you feel you have it, YouTube basically gives you the platform, gives you a voice to express yourself and to share your ideas, share your views on things. And you know what? There's a lot of, especially in the moment, there's a lot of darkness in the world, being brutally honest. And sometimes, I don't know if I'm the right person, but I sometimes feel that, you know, there's at least a part of me that likes to, you know, try and spread a bit of goodness and pour a bit of goodness into this mad, crazy world. And why not do that for YouTube? So even though I'm doing content on, you know, cameras and all the rest of it, it's quite nice to sort of spread a bit of the goodness into the world, I don't know, and maybe make this world a bit of a better place, slightly better than you left it. I don't know, that sort of thing. Probably getting a bit deep and philosophical now, but, you know, you get the idea. If you want to support the channel, we have merch. There is merch over there, and we have mugs as well. And I've just designed, as you can see the bottom of the screen, I've designed some new merch. So go and check it out. What are you waiting for? Go and buy that value. There's links to that in the description. If you're getting value so far, if you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe if you want more specific videos on like cameras, editing, lighting, audio. I've got videos on all those things, so do not miss out. Check out the value. And you're probably thinking, why should I watch that over all the other thousands of videos on probably similar things? Because I like to think I just give a point of view that's as honest, true, and I do my best to give you the best value. And I'm just being open and honest with you guys. I just want to give something that just, you know, shows you why you know, it just gives a point of view that's just honest and awesome. And there you go. Absolute value. So what gear do you use then when you're filming? I tend to use, as I was saying earlier, I use my Canon M50 with a tripod. It's over here. Really cool little tripod, brilliant tripod. I like this because it has a nice grip on it, and also I like it because I can pull it off into a selfie stick if I want. There you go, it sort of pops off. That actually goes to full frame. It's a bit more heavy duty than my older tripods. I'm debating about getting a new one, maybe just a second one, because there are little occasions where it's nice to have decent. I don't know, it just feels decent. It's got a nice little handle here, you can hold on to it there, got some nice grips out. I don't know, it just feels a bit more to it. I really like this tripod. If you want to check out some of the gear that I use, I believe there is links to a lot of stuff that I use in this video, so go and check it out in the description at any point while watching. Now when I do my live streams, I've got my setup here. I've got my Dell where I do my editing and my live streaming. It's quite powerful. It's I want to say an i5. I can't remember the number now. It's only got like 8 gigs of RAM, but it's got a pretty decent graphic card in it, and it's pretty awesome, and it's quite small as well. Some of you may have seen it on like my Instagram and stuff like that. And I've got this really cool arm that you can't really see at the moment, which my mate gave us for a birthday, I think it was. And at the moment, I'm using the Zoom H1N dictaphone microphone. So if you're liking the audio of this video, this is brilliant. It's really good for, I've got a video for this. If you're interested, go and check it out on the channel. It just gives a really nice audio, and you can actually adjust how far away you have to be to capture the audio, which is really nifty. It's just really, really good for recording voiceovers, which I've used before when doing my films, like I was talking about earlier. And it just records a really nice audio, and it doesn't cost the earth. I mean, I think when I got it, I'll be honest, it was about £100 or so. I'm no good at exchange rates, so forgive me, but I don't know, that'd be roughly say $120 maybe. But you can actually get it for much cheaper now. I've seen it recently on Amazon for about £70, so I don't know what that is, $75, $80, which when you think some microphones can cost hundreds and hundreds, and you know, I think this is a brilliant job. I think it's great at what it does. So go and check out that value. It's really good. And I also have a second camera. I use the Canon M100, which is a really good camera. And if you just want something a bit cheaper, a little power tip actually for those of you that have got this far in the video, God help you. No, I really like it because it's even smaller than the M50. It doesn't have the external microphone jack, but I can still change the lenses if need be. It has a really cool turn screen. It just goes up high rather than to the side. I've got videos to all this. Check them out on the channel. But it's a really cool and nifty camera, and I've used it for photo shoots. I've used it for video if I just want to use something a bit lighter. If I'm recording indoors, it doesn't matter quite as much about the audio, though that's technically not true. But, you know, if I'm just doing, say, a studio tour, for example, the Canon M100 is really good for that. If you're blogging, you want something separate from your phone, but you don't want to spend the earth, it does record quite nice audio, as long as you're not too far away, as long as you're only no further than a foot away, so it does record that nice, as long as it's not windy. And it's just a really good little camera, really cool little camera, and it is replaced by the M200, but being brutally honest, that doesn't cost much different to the M50, so it seems a bit silly. So for the same price, you might as well get an M50, just being honest. But a little power tip actually, if you go on eBay, you can get a second-hand M100 for about 150, 200 pounds or dollars, and that's really good. Just check the reviews, make sure it's a decent seller. But that's how I got my M100. I literally just got second-hand off eBay, and it's been brilliant. It came with a little case and everything. I've literally just thrown away the box today because I just thought, well, I've had the box sitting around, it's just taking up space. I'm never going to sell it. I'll just if I ever get fed up of it, it would just go on a shelf with other cameras. But it's a really good little camera. And like I said, I've got a few tripods now. I've got the one I'm using now, proving that you'd have to spend much on a tripod. You're probably thinking, how much is a decent tripod? But that one I showed you earlier costs about £40. You can literally get one for sort of £10, £15. I've got a really cheap tripod that I'm using to hold this webcam at the moment. And I've had this for easily 15 years, if not longer than that, pretty much as long as I've been filming. And it's been everywhere. It's been up hills, it's been in cities, it's been in different people's gardens. It's literally been everywhere. And if you saw it now, apart from a little bit of dust, sorry, I'm shaking the camera, I'm just getting some dust off. I don't normally do that. But apart from a random bit of dust, it's literally just it is what it is. It's just a cheap, really good tripod. It will hold any of your cameras. And if you just want something that's really light, it folds up really small and all the rest of it. And it just has a little power tip for tripods. This is just a personal reference for me. I don't like the ones that sort of wind up. I don't like them. They're a bit fiddly, take a bit longer. I like the ones where you can just screw them loose or tight and they just pop, the top comes on and off, or higher or lower, and it just feels quicker, especially, I don't know, if you're filming out and about, you don't want to spend ages setting up your tripod. I don't know about you, I like to get in, film what I need to do and go, so I like things not to be rushed, but to be as efficient as possible. So I like a tripod, and the same goes my more expensive one. I like one that just screws tight or loosens rather than winding up, and I don't know, it doesn't always do it like it should, and that's something just to bear in mind. If you're getting value so far from this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video if you haven't already. This is literally just a hangout where I'm literally just talking content creation. Please, if you're watching on replay, put in the comments below any sort of random questions about film gear, cameras, editing, all that sort of jazz. I'll be more than happy to share my views with you or help you if I can. If it's just a random question, I don't know what microphone to use, or I don't know what camera would you recommend, or if you haven't got the funds to spend on a something like the M50, for example, and you don't want the M100 for whatever reason, you want something a bit better. For most of you watching now are probably watching this on your phone, and 70 if not 8% now of people watching YouTube watch it on their phone, and most of you will know that your phone produces fantastic photos, films in great video, HD if not 4K if you've got the top of the range phone. And so, being brutally honest, you probably don't need a camera. So I would just go with that. And if you're a bit like me and you're really set on a camera, just save up. Doesn't matter. For those you start out, you might just start out and you might think, you know what, this ain't for me. Or, I'm not really bothered. I'm just doing it as a hobby. Then don't. Just use your phone. Like I said earlier, loads of content creators have built up massive channels on their phones. They edit on their phone, live stream on their phone, take pictures on the phone. You can do everything on a phone now, so you don't need a camera. I personally, and a lot of other creators, we just prefer cameras because I don't know, it just feels better. It just feels more professional. I don't know, there's just something about recording with a camera. I suppose if it was like, this is really random, but I suppose, I don't know, if you're a motorbike enthusiast or something, there's you could just get a cheap motorbike. This is a really bad analogy, but I don't know, but if you're really into bikes, you might want a proper motorbike, and there's a thing about having a proper motorbike. I don't know, that's probably the wrong analogy, but you get the idea. Or if you're really into cars, you've got your car, but if you really like a car, you'll probably get a car of whatever car that you like. I don't know, I'm going on a tangent there, but you get the idea. Put in the comments below, actually, how do you edit your content? What sort of things do you use to edit with? I used Adobe in different versions of Adobe over the years, 4 years, and really liked it. Had all the features I needed. Wouldn't recommend it for beginners, but it's just a really cool, nifty, fantastic bit of software. If you get the Pro one, I would love to go on that more. And the Adobe Pro is an absolutely brilliant bit of software. Highly recommend it. Obviously, there is like a monthly prescription. That's the only thing that sort of puts me off at the moment. At the moment, I use Magic in a minute. I've had 2 versions of that. Wow, that's mad to think. And I like it because it's simple. You're probably thinking, what? You've been editing all these years and you're using something simple. Yeah, because I like things to be as efficient and as simple as possible. And I'm sure when you're watching YouTube videos, you may or may not notice, especially as you get to edit your own videos, that you'll have 500 transitions and you won't use most of them. You'll probably use 2 or 3, and sometimes it can be confusing. Do you need all of that? Do you need all these special effects you're never going to use? So I like Magic. It does have all that, and you can actually buy extras later if you want to. Extra cool bits of font and all this sort of thing. When I first got it, I played around using the TV style text going across the bottom. It has all that, but it just has a very simple version that you can use instead of all the sorts of features if you so wish. So I just use the timeline, I edit my clips together, I play with coloured contrast when I'm doing my weekly videos and that sort of thing. But I like it because it doesn't crash, it's simple to use, and I can buy and add things down the road if I so wish. And it also comes with a really cool music maker, which is fantastic. I haven't used it for a while, if I'm honest, just because I just don't think I'm very good at music. But if you want to play around with editing music, making your own music, or recording your own music and adding beats to it and stuff, it is a brilliant fun. If anything, just do it as a hobby. I've gone through phases where I've literally just made music, and that's something I've debated about uploading and that sort of thing, which is really cool. And I like it purely because it's just fun. It's just fun to do. And I have used it to do backing tracks for films in the past. I think for what I call my last 2 decent films that I made, the latest Reel and Dyslexia, if I remember rightly, I'm pretty certain I did the back tracks for them. It was like 2 or 3 years ago now, but I'm pretty sure I did the backing tracks for both of them using Music Maker. So, or if you watch one of my mini series, YouTube series, I'm just seeing how long we've been on it, just have interest. I'm literally just chatting anything. It's a hangout, so there you go. I just like doing that. Oh yeah, look, here he is, look. Hey, cool, wicked. Okay, so what things would I recommend you testing? My advice to you is make videos about stuff that interests you. Have fun in what you're doing. Make it part of your lifestyle. Content creation, especially the last 2 years, has become a part of my lifestyle. I set aside time each week to make videos or think about videos, what videos I'm going to make, all that sort of jazz, and test. as I used to say a long time when I used to do more YouTube tip videos, test what content is better. I'll just use gaming for example, gameplay, walkthroughs and all this sort of jazz, and just see which ones do the best. And once you've made a good few videos, you'll start to notice, like for example, I was doing YouTube tips, I was doing film reviews, I was doing cameras, I was doing film gear, and I noticed about a year ago or so that the camera videos were the ones, especially my M50 ones, were the ones that will definitely get in, the most views and likes and feedback and all that jazz. So I've now concentrated on making sort of camera videos. And I do miss, and this is why very occasionally I'll just knock out one of these sort of YouTube help videos. And I know they're going to do badly. I know this video will probably do poorly, but I'm not doing it for that. I'm just doing it to just share a bit of info, just connect with you guys. Feel free to ask your questions, comments below. And, there's a lot of stuff I've learned, especially over the last 2 years, about content creation, how YouTube works. So once you've noticed certain videos perform better, I would recommend just make more of them. Use the short and the short shelves to bring in new viewers, get more subscribers. I'm seeing lots of new channels massively excel just by doing shorts. Try and make them entertaining or give value, have a point to them if you can. I find that they're the ones that do better. And I'm testing all the time, occasionally, for myself as well, because, in a nice possible way, just doing it on the same thing all the time can get a bit tedious. So that's why I like to mix it up and do it yourself. So if certain videos are doing well, make certain videos, but occasionally drop one, obviously within the niche. Don't do it on, cars if you're a gaming channel. That's just an example. But it's just really cool to, make a video that's, is giving value, has a purpose, it's entertaining, it's all that sort of stuff. So go with that, and ultimately just have fun in what you're doing. And I highly recommend connecting with your audience. You will have audience, you'll get people commenting, and especially in the early days, most of them will be friendly. And if you get the occasional nasty one, a nasty pasty, just block them, take no notice, don't even worry about it, because they're clearly just having a bad day. So don't take any notice, and just enjoy what you're doing. And I hope this video is giving some sort of value. I just want to connect and just share with the world that I'm still here, share some tips, things I'm learning. I'm learning all sorts of things. Use your YouTube studio to identify what videos are doing well. It's a great place to respond to comments as soon as you can, respond to them as soon as you can. Content creation is a full-time job. I'm not going to lie about that. It's literally, you've got to make it part of your life. And for those, I don't have time to, maybe it's just not for you in the nicest possible way. But if it is, it's something you want to do, then I see it as, for those of us that go to work or college or whatever, or see family, we make time for that, don't we? We have to go to work, or we have to go to school or college or whatever it is. It's a commitment. We have to commit to, seeing family and friends. So being a YouTube content creator is no different. If you want to do something with this, if you want to produce the videos, you've got to commit to putting time into making videos, making content. And if you don't have the time to make massive videos all the time, live streaming is a great way to make content. I just recommend a power tip there is think about the replay value if you're making proper content. So if you're going to do a live video, just think, how would this be interesting if it was on the replay? A hook, mainly the content, and then sort of end with end cards and all that sort of jazz. If you haven't got the editing ability yet, or you just haven't got the time to sit hours making videos, do shorts. One thing I find funny is YouTube doesn't seem to care how much time you put in a video. It's all about what the viewer's like. So you can spend 2 minutes making a short, and get hundreds of views or thousands of views, and you can spend hours making a video and you get seen by 10 people. So just bear all that in mind. So anyway, I'm going to leave you now. I'm going to leave 2 end cards of videos that I think you may find helpful. Feel free to click on them to learn more about content creation or cameras. Hope this gave you value, and I just want to say a big hello. If you've got any content creation or cameras or whatever, feel free to put them in the comments below. You can find us at TVR Creators on Twitter and Instagram, etc. We do have a Facebook community as well. If you want to support the channel, just subscribe, like the video, put a comment in the comments below, and if not, if you want to go even further, check out our merch. There is a link to that in the description. Have an absolute great day. I just want to say hello and ultimately enjoy what you're making, and you guys rock. Do it together now. You guys rock. You guys rock. You guys rock.